Oh, the beast! He's here! Hello there people, this is of course Bruce Be Cool or nintenbruce here, back again with another duel on Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's Decade Duels Plus, and this time it's a tag team with post commentary. This is the second game I was talking about with my previous video where I messed up my partner's audio unfortunately, and so now you got my sweet voice for afterthoughts and playthrough schematics and whatever other garbage I can come out with basically. So this is tagging with a buddy who I've been promising a duel for a little while with, and going up against some old buddies of mine as well. And this is basically twin Strike It Lucky decks or gamble decks. My partner has got a different gamble deck to mine, although there's a few common cards. Me, I'm happy enough with my dice jars, and there'll be a trend that you'll see as the video goes on. But anyway, set the dice jar, and basically just hoping to score major damage with a 6 for obvious reasons. Possessive that we're up against here is running a well, what seems like a Destiny Hero deck of some sorts from what you can see of those cards there. Obviously it's not blatant, but there you have it. He runs a Clock Tower Prism, which makes you think, okay, yeah, he's definitely running a Destiny Hero deck of sorts. Now going into good old Barnabus's hand, he's got those Cups of Ace. He scores lucky with the Dangerous Machine Type 6, where the opponent discards a card from their hand with the roll of a 2, which is just lovely really, absolutely lovely. And you can see Cup of Aces, another dice jar as well, second coin toss, so there wouldn't be a reason to not go for the second coin toss and Cup of Ace play. So he does exactly that, you know, perfect. And he scores the heads. So he draws 2. Something we didn't expect to run into though was a chain with appropriate. You know, possessive. He, although I don't think I've got any games with him, he's known to run some interesting decks to say the least. And hey, appropriate worked out here. Now after much goading, I get little Barnabus to flip up the dice jar, and we score the 6. The opponent scores the 2. Oh my, that's a lot of damage. Super lucky dice roll there, and that's what this is about, obviously the luck. Again, after much coercion, I get him to try and finish it first turn, or well, first of Barnabas' turn anyway. Aber Ushioni, could you imagine this as a one-turn kill? Dice jar Aber Ushioni. Unfortunately though, he does hit the heads. I did tell him to go for the tails. Again, this is a point with a trend that I'm getting on here. And unfortunately with second coin toss, we took the damage. Bit of a shame, but hey, little Barnabus is okay. He's thinking, no worries, I'm still going to flat out attack with Dice Jar and Aber Ushioni, get them down as much as possible. So they've only got 600 life points left, which even up against a gamble deck is, you know, pretty dangerous. We just need one coin toss with Aber Ushioni, or well, call anything right in essence. So little Barnabus ain't scared of nothing. He goes straight for the Pass of Destiny, and basically if the opponent calls it wrong, or basically whoever calls it wrong, they take 2000 damage. That's what happens there. We have to resolve with our coin toss as well, and we actually gain 2000 health, which is just fantastic. That is basically the best turn a gamble deck could ever have. So very nice win there, and God knows what my opponents were thinking, my good old buddies on the other end of the scale there. Now I'm thinking to myself, well, surely if little Barnaby here can go crazy with the luck, you know, surely I can go a bit crazy, right? So I'm thinking, Cup of Ace, let's roll. Oh dear. It's okay, I've got another Cup of Ace. Sure, I'm effectively, you know, losing cards here, but it's fine, I can make it up again. Oh no. And literally, I think my words were, oh Jesus, as I just stare at that immense hand now. He's gonna, what's he got? He's got some, he'll draw into 11 cards essentially. It's fine though, we've got the dice jar. He's gonna sort us right out, don't you worry. So Possessive is thinking, well, actually God knows what he's thinking. I bet he thought this couldn't be another dice jar again. So he plays the Elemental Hero Stratos. Goes for, I believe it's Dogma here, or Plasma? I think it's Plasma. This is where he kind of reveals now that he's running a, yes, it's a Destiny Hero deck, but he's definitely going to be going for some of that Dragoon action as well. So he trades in, puts the Plasma straight back in the graveyard. And I forget what he actually does here. I think he just goes straight for the attack. Here we go, Future Fusion. So this definitely confirms that he's running Dogma in his... not Dogma. No, sorry, Absolute Zero. What the hell am I talking about? You guys will see it soon enough, don't you worry. So, Diamond Dude goes into the graveyard. No biggie, but we really don't want that Absolute Zero out on the field either. It's okay though. Dice Jar. Surely I can roll just as well as... my buddy Barnabus here, right? Well, turns out Possessive gets a bit lucky now. And I roll a 3. A bit of payback there from Possessive and Kush. But what can you do? What can you do? It's gambling. It is gambling. Nothing more, nothing less. So now my partner's hand here, Barnabus. He goes for some of that dangerous Type Machine 6 loving, and unfortunately ends up blowing up, but it's okay. He's got one in his hand to play, so he's going to go flat out and activate it. I believe all he can do really is go set crazy, so he'll set the roulette barrel, he'll set the gambles as well, because gambles effect is, well, you can only activate it when you have 2 cards or less in your hand, and your opponent has 6 or more cards, so obviously Kush has got way more than enough cards in his hand there. And yeah, just as I said, Barnabus goes set crazy. End of the day, what more could you do? What more could you do? So here, little Barnabus goes for a bit of that gamble loving. And you know what? It's so nice that he's got to do it twice. And admittedly, sure, we would have only got one of the effects off if one of them failed, which unfortunately does happen here. You'll soon see. So yeah, basically I miss my turn. Doesn't really matter at this moment in time. And yeah, he actually scores ahead, so he replenishes his hand, which is nice. But unfortunately, something a bit... I don't want to use the word unlucky comes here, because at the end of the day I've given him all the cards. But he goes for that polymerization. This is where we find out that TMC Kush is actually running a Rainbow Neos deck, which turns out to be the case last time my Strike It Lucky deck went up against something. And there was an epic showdown with Sasuke Samurai number 4 and Rainbow Neos. To which at that point Sasuke Samurai number 4 won, I'll have you guys know. You know, absolute beast that Sasuke Samurai number 4. Anyway, Rainbow Neos, he goes for the effect of returning all magic and trap cards on the opponent's side of the field to the deck just by tributing a spell card that face up Future Fusion. End of the day, I probably would have done the same thing as well. And very, very slowly, the effects will kick in here. Oh yeah, dice for re-roll. I think it was just for the sake of using it, really. You know, why waste a good card, eh? Such as dice reroll. And now we've got... it goes for a bit of overkill here, unfortunately. I mean, you know, fair play, you don't know what that face down is. If only it was a Morphing Jar too, eh? That would have been just perfect, really. So he's got Neos... well, 2 types of Neos out. He's got the Ocean, he's got the Stratos, he's got us completely covered here. Does the right play in attacking with the middle Neos first, or the lower attacker Neos, because there's not much with over 2500 attack defense there. Not quite sure why he goes for Stratos, as it's a clear field there for Neos to finish us. But perhaps he was just hammering A to just attack as much as possible. Anyway, we lose that game. That's no biggie. We've got one more game in hand. At this point I'm saying to Barnabus here, you know what? Surely I can't have a bad run of luck twice in a row there. I mean, almost everything I called for failed. And in fact, everything I did call for failed. So, yeah, we'll go for that dice reroll. Not dice reroll, sorry, dice jar loving. Notice that as well. I draw into dice jar all the time. That part is lucky. We're going to Possessive. He gets that Clock Tower again. He's loving his Clock Tower. Goes for Diamond Dude. Goes for a bit of luck of his own here and tries to get a spell card that he can activate on his next turn. There isn't really one he can activate, so that just goes back into the deck. And he goes for a simple attack. So surely, come on, I rolled a 3 last time. Surely I've got to roll something higher, and Possessive has to roll something lower, right? Well, he does roll something a little bit lower. I roll a 3 again. So, again, what can you do, really? It is gambling. At least I only lose, or sorry, we only lose 2,500 life points as opposed to 6,000. And here we've got Barnabus, who just rolls out with his luck base now. Now, bearing in mind, he's been scoring things pretty well. I think there was only one thing wrong, really, and there wasn't really much you can do there. So he activates second coin toss, goes for that Sasuke Samurai number 4. You know what? I would do. That's what I would do. And you know, there's a 75% chance you're going to destroy it with second coin toss backing you up there. He didn't even need second coin toss. He got the 50% ratio right. And there we go. So now we've got Sasuke Samurai number 4 just sitting there waiting to battle anything that wants to try its luck against it. And now we've got Kush here. Now I do forget what he ends up doing, whether it's just a simple summon and tries to do a cheeky little attack. Oh yeah, of course, it's Elemental Hero Prisma. Tries to get some of that stuff into the graveyard. Well, I'm not quite sure why actually, unless he had the polymerization in his hand. He was hoping to do something crazy, but you'll see that he calls for the material. Or he calls for a Neos. What am I talking about? You know what? It's been a long day at work. That's all I'm going to say, guys. I'm just making up games as I go along. So he thinks a bit with Prisma here. And yeah, tries his luck with Sasuke Samurai number 4. Bearing in mind it's any type of battle, Sasuke Samurai 4's effect kicks in. And he goes for the tails, calls it correctly. Barnabus is getting a good lucky streak here. And now we've got a clear field, you know. Clock Tower Prison isn't anything to worry about at this moment in time. Especially if we get our dice jars rolling right. So I'm thinking here, we don't really need the Heavy Storm. Because they don't seem to be setting anything. So I'll set the good old dice jar. You know, try and holding out to Barnabus' turn now, because he seems to be getting the luck that I figured. So, yep, go for the card destruction, and I end up drawing, I think I'll draw into some okay things. Here we go, Fairy Box, a second coin toss. Bear in mind you can't activate 2 second coin toss for the same effect. But I'll decide to, you know, hang on to the second coin toss. Got to try saying that a few times fast. And yeah, set the Fairy Box. Just do a simple little attack. You know, I'm finally putting in some work now. You know, I'm getting off my deck chair. You know, stop sunbathing and attacking, doing something a bit more useful in this game. So now it's back into Possessive's turn. Gets a little Clock Tower Prison. Oh no, he doesn't. Maybe not then. But Future Fusion, which is worrying. And I think here, this is what I was thinking about. He's got that Destiny End Dragoon. He reveals it. Bungs the Dogma and not Prisma. Wow, I'm getting really tired, aren't I? Dogma and Plasma into the graveyard. And I believe he does a cheeky little summon. Is there a cheeky little summon here? There's a cheeky little summon. Deep Sea Diva. And here he gets another monster, so he can do an easy synchro into something. And to be honest with you, obviously his best bet is to synchro into something or do something special to get rid of Sasuke Samurai number 4. And he figures, oh, hold on a second. There's a lovely little twin barrel dragon that you've chucked into the graveyard there. Which, yes, is a little bit frustrating, but I still would have preferred to keep Sasuke Samurai number 4 on the field than Blowback Dragon. You know, just due to any type of attack having a risk of the enemy's cards being destroyed. So I'm just praying here like, oh please, you know, because it's technically my card, just don't have any luck with it. And that part pays off at least. It seems anything I've touched just doesn't work at this moment in time. But even still, things are getting a bit serious. He decides to synchro into Catasta, which is definitely the better play. But he still runs the risk of destroying himself if he runs into Sasuke Samurai number 4. So, going into the battle phase now, he's got no choice but to go into Dice Jar. I'm thinking, surely, yes, I've had some bad luck. Oh no, sorry, tell a lie, he attacks with blowback first. And you'll see here, my luck is just not with me. So I'm thinking, you know what, there's been a few tails, so let's go for heads. Tails. Perform second coin toss? Yes please, because I want that blowback dragon gone, please. And, nope. So surely I'm going to call it right on Sasuke Samurai number 4's effect, right? You know, and come on, there's been so many heads in a row. Let's go for tails. Heads. So all of that effort, like, that was ridiculously unlucky. Ridiculously unlucky. I don't know how I had so much bad luck there. So Fairy Box kicks in. Can I call this right at least? You know, tails? Really? No, of course not. It's heads. Wow, very... I don't know what the chances are of calling wrong 4 times in a row. And Dice Jar, please, give me all this luck. Give me all the luck. He gets a 4. I roll yet another 3. I really don't know what's going on here, guys. You know, even for a gamble deck, this is just ridiculously unlucky. But hey, you just got to roll with it. You've really just got to roll with it. So now Barnaby here, he's thinking, we don't have much life points left here. What can we do? We have a bit of a big discussion here. And the best play, it is to rely on luck. And you know what? It's all about gambling. So we're going to go for that twin barrel dragon loving and just try and score something. It is very, very unlikely to be able to get its effect even with second coin toss. You've got to hit both heads. You know, there's no ifs or buts about it. And we've got to go for blowback because we can't have that sitting on the field. Even with graceful dice, it would have been extremely lucky to be able to get a 6 and run into it, you know. So, Twin Barrel Dragon effect kicks in. Tails and tails. So now the tails are appearing. But he goes for second coin toss, and wouldn't you know it, Barnaby's luck is just... it's just there. Like, wow. So gets rid of Blowback Dragon. We now need to get Graceful Dice effect in order. 4 would not cut it. He needs a 5 at least to just run into Catasta. He uses obviously Dice Reroll, and wouldn't luck have it for him. He hits a 5. Just brilliant. You know, I wish I was on his side for luck, because my dice jars would have wreaked havoc on my turn. They really would have. So sure, we've got a blank field now because we've already summoned, and we're just praying that Kush can't really do that much. Unfortunately for us, I will let you in on a little secret which is shown shortly, and that is he does have the polymerization. He does go for that rainbow Neos, and this is basically game now because he could just tribute Future Fusion or Clock Tower to get rid of our back row. So Fairy Box is basically negated, it's just gone and out of there, and yeah, just wreck us for game. But you know what, it's fine, it's fine. I'm just going to say that at least we had the best luck in the world for the first game, and you know, we had fun in the entire duel as well, and that's what counts, doesn't it? So yes, it's a loss, whatever, you've got to play these decks, guys. If you don't play, even try these sorts of decks, then you know, what sort of fun are you having, I'm guessing? That's not really a guess, really, that's more of a question. So, on that front, as always guys, pop your comments and thoughts in the section below, and you know, let us know. I mean, have you played a gamble deck before? Have you had some fun with this sort of thing, whether you win or lose? You know, let us know, because I'm pretty sure for those of you that have tried playing it, you have had some fun somewhere along the lines. So, until next time guys, enjoy this beefy direct attack, and take care of yourselves. See you again soon. Come on, baby! Oh!